Hey everybody, it's Robert Klein here from Hippo Contact. I'm going to go through the Hippo graph, and what we're going to do is we're going to relate what actually happens over time when you send out your newsletter. So I'll do some markings. And we're going to relate it to your relationship with your people, with your audience. So the lowest level is people will know you, they will like you, they will trust you. Next one is they will trust to do business. And then above that is they will refer you. So over time, the general graph is going to look something like this. Now, the most important thing in this, or the one thing to really understand, is anyone who's sending out a newsletter is, when can I expect business out of my newsletter? Well, you can expect it when they pass this trust to do business section. So the general database, the only time that you're going to expect business is when an individual has crossed this point. Now, will you get business right away? No. You have to factor in their product life cycle of whatever you sell. So for example, I'm a mortgage broker. I know the average person is going to deal with their mortgage every 42 months or 3.5 years on average. It's only after this point, then can I expect a good chance to actually get that business. Not before, only after that, after this. Now, I had one of our users come talk to me, and he's been sending out a newsletter for approximately 8 months, and his comment was he actually has not gotten a client direct from his original database that he was sending out his newsletter to. And that was because, when we started discussing through it, he was a really good person. He was normally employed. No one thought of him as a salesperson for what he does, but I knew that over time, he was just building this whole process. It was the same thing in my business too. Unfortunately, I wasn't even aware of it. It was just happening for me. But he was taking his audience along this curve. Then I asked this question. I go, well, how many clients are you working with now? Because I knew he was working with some clients. And he goes, I was working with, I got 10 clients right now. And I go, okay, well, where did they come from? And he goes, they were referred. So when you apply the referral to this graph, something interesting happens. They don't need to know you. They don't need to like you. They don't need to trust you, but they're automatically at the point of trust to do business. Then I asked him, well, how old are these referrals? And he goes, anywhere from 2 weeks to 6 months. Now, I know if you've been in sales a long time, you'll know that on average, you have a 2 to 3 month window to close that business. If you do not close it, it's going to go down to pretty much nothing. What was happening with him was he was staying in contact with him with a newsletter. So he was dealing with people that were looking at a purchase 6 months ago, or looking to use this product and service 6 months ago, and they're still in contact with them because he was working with them through that newsletter. He was just staying in touch. When I applied this thing to my business, I actually close 95% of my referrals. And most of it does not close within that 2 to 3 month range. It closes 6 months, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 years down the line. Not in a million years could I ever call those clients and say, oh, hey, it's Rob. I met you 6 months at a Starbucks. Are you still thinking of getting a mortgage? No, thank you. Okay, 2 years later, oh, hey, it's Rob. I met you at Starbucks 2 years ago. You think you still want to get that mortgage? No way in heck. That relationship dies generally for most people in sales, and that's how I was. So this thing basically allowed him to keep those referrals super strong. And at the same time, he's slowly building his audience because they never knew him for what he was doing before. And now it's just slowly growing this direction. So this basically, when I showed it to him, because I was trying to explain it for myself, this actually made a lot of sense. Now, I'm going to apply this model to my 2000 to 2012 sales career. 12 years in sales before I knew any of this stuff. And this is what it looked like. I would meet someone. I'd get their business card, whatever. I didn't stay in touch. They were dead. I met someone, if they like me, I get to know them. They're my acquaintance. If I didn't spend enough time with them over the long run, again, dead. Now, next one is trust me. Will they like me and trust me? Well, these are like my friends. Well, long term, if I don't stay in touch with those friends, they're dead. Even my past clients, I had clients. If I didn't stay in touch with them, they too also became dead. I even had a few people that referred me to a lot of people, but only for 3 to 4 months. Over the long run, I didn't stay in touch with them. They all died. My business from 2000 to 2012, 12 years, was in this zone. In 2012, June, till today, present 2015, I started to stay in touch with everybody. And I slowly started going along this line. And what ended up happening for me in 2012, my database was only 200 people, and I got 6 transactions from it. In 2013, I had about 275 people on my list who were getting my were opening my newsletter regularly. I got 24 clients. So again, they were slowly moving up this graph. Then the breakout year was 2014, and I had 350 people opening my newsletter regularly, and I got 60 clients or 60 transactions out of that. So this whole progression was, actually something else, on top of that, today, out of this newsletter, out of me staying in contact, because they're all above this line, the Trust to Do Business line, I actually get 10 referrals a month. Month in, month out. So my business now looks like this. Everything is generally above this line, or getting above it. But I have so much business above here. I get so much repeat business from my current clients. And then on top of that, I get referrals, and they all start here. And so basically my business, I'm dealing with people that love me and like me, and they trust me. Even last month, well, actually no, 2 weeks, over the last 2 weeks, I became conscious of this word trust. And I had 4 people say to me, hey Rob, just deal with my mortgage. I trust you, just do what you gotta do. I can pretty much tell you that most people in the mortgage business don't generally get that conversations. I am been so spoiled in this zone. It is significantly better than whatever the heck this was. This thing here, we call it the Hippo zone. And your entire business model should be figuring out how to get people up past this level and maintain them there for the rest of your business career. So this is the Hippo graph.